Hello, and welcome. If you're here today, perhaps you carry a quiet ache, the feeling that your efforts go unseen, that you give, serve, and love without clear impact, that you're invisible in a world obsessed with what's obvious and measurable. Let's take a journey to where the earth meets the sky, to where mountains rise like ancient guardians, and where a small drifting cloud carries a story that may echo your own. High above the world lived a cloud, not grand or proud, just a modest, wispy thing. It floated on invisible currents, never staying the same shape for long. Each morning, it looked down at the mountain below, admiring its strength and stillness. Travelers journeyed to see it. Poets wrote about it. Cameras captured it. "Look how the mountain is loved," the cloud whispered. "It stands proud, constant, admired. It never doubts its worth." The cloud shifted endlessly. It could not hold a form. Where the mountain was praised, the cloud was overlooked. People looked through it. Airplanes passed through it. The wind carried it without asking. "What am I?" the cloud wondered. "What is my purpose when I'm nothing but mist?" Day after day, it watched the mountain receive all the admiration. The cloud began to believe that only the permanent mattered. Only what could be touched and measured held worth. It grew heavy not just with moisture, but with sorrow. It believed its presence meant nothing. The days wore on. The cloud tried to gather itself, to become more substantial. It only grew darker and heavier. It hoped that by becoming dense, it might finally matter. But instead, it just felt burdened. Below, the earth was dry. The rivers were ribbons. The trees bowed under the sun. But the cloud didn't notice. It was too consumed with its own invisibility. Then came the day it could no longer hold itself together. The weight inside became too much. Drop by drop, it let go. It rained not as triumph, but as collapse. "I can't even hold myself together," the cloud thought. "I failed." As the last drops fell, the cloud became almost invisible, empty, hollow. Certain now that it had proven its worthlessness, dissolving into nothing. But something was happening below. In a small village at the foot of the mountain lived an old woman named Amara. Her silver hair shimmered like starlight, and her eyes held the quiet wisdom of one who had watched many seasons pass. Each morning, Amara stood on her porch and looked up at the sky. While others rushed about, she waited, watching the clouds. That morning, as the cloud released its rain, Amara stepped outside and tilted her face to the sky. A smile touched her lips. "Thank you," she whispered. The cloud heard her, confused. "Thank you. For what?" That the earth below was changing. The soil softened. Seeds stirred beneath the surface. Roots reached downward. Tomato vines lifted their heads. Herbs released a breath of green. Even the ancient olive tree stood taller. Still, the cloud did not understand. That evening, Amara stood again on her porch. Her granddaughter stood beside her, pointing up. "Grandmother, where did the cloud go?" Amara knelt and gestured toward the garden, where shoots were breaking through the soil. "It didn't go away," she said. "It became this." The cloud gave itself to the earth. It became water for the well, life for the garden. It didn't disappear, it transformed. But how can something so small do something so important? The child asked. Because some gifts don't need to be seen to be powerful. The mountain stands strong, but it cannot give water. Only the cloud can do that. And as if hearing her words, the cloud finally looked down. Days passed. The desert changed. Where dust once reigned, green began to rise. The well filled. Children laughed in puddles that mirrored the sky. The cloud saw clearly now. It didn't need to be praised or permanent. Its value was in giving. It gave water to the thirsty, shade to travelers, mist to the mountaintops. Significance wasn't in being seen, it was in being needed. Not in standing firm, but in flowing where love was required. One morning, as the sun rose behind the mountain, the cloud felt full present. Not in spite of its changing form, but because of it, the mountain offered strength and beauty. The cloud offered life and renewal. Both were essential, Both were sacred. And in the village below, Amara stepped onto her porch. She looked up at the soft, drifting cloud and whispered, "Thank you." This time, the cloud understood, and in that understanding, it found peace. Perhaps you, like the cloud, have wondered about your worth when no one seems to see you, when your love, your effort, your presence go unrecognized. But hear this, your impact is not small just because it is quiet. You are not less valuable because your work leaves no monument. You are the rain that makes gardens bloom. You are the life in the well. You are the cloud, and the world needs you. Be at peace. Dear one, your quiet gifts matter more than you know.